It is September 4th at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm Tony Pellegrino, and this is Tech Talk. Thanks for joining me. Man, it has been a whirlwind of a summer, and I am working my way back to California once again. So you guys are catching me on the road. I was hoping to be back by now, but I've got a couple updates for you. I'm just going to give everybody a second to get on. Maybe Jennings can tell me who we got jumping on.
Rich Jadlowski's watching.
All right, hey Rich.
Paul Smith is watching.
Nice.
I can't see YouTube yet. G Pope is watching.
Okay, cool.
I see 8 people on YouTube, but I don't know if they're able to comment.
Oh no, not that again.
G Pope says hello from California.
Yep, nice.
David Mork says hello. Oh, we got comments. Keith Crum says hello from Spencer.
There we go.
Heaven Guard says hey Tony.
Awesome.
Kathy McCavis says howdy. Jeff Lone is watching. Hi Jeff.
Nice.
Bobby Cleveland said Oklahoma is on.
Excellent.
Matt McDonough says hey guys. Two Feather Channel says where are we from today?
Today we are from Mesquite, Nevada, where it is a cool 113 degrees outside right now.
Rick Harrington says what's up GenRight. Patrick Vaughn is watching.
All right, Patrick.
Sean Flaherty says hi Tony from Simpsonville, Kentucky.
Cool.
Bill Catterland says hi from Roseville, California.
Nice.
Two Feather Channel says that's chilly.
Yeah. Well, we're in the shade right now, obviously out by the water features in front of a hotel where we have stopped for the night in order to do this live show. I was going to tell you guys a little bit about our travels. Can you still see out of my phone pretty good?
Yeah. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
David Cundy says hi, everyone.
Hey.
Richard Jezlowski says hi, Tony Jennings and the GenRight crew.
Nice.
Hi, Richard.
Nice.
Jeffrey Holland says Tony's quiet. How about now?
Okay. Is that better? A little better coming in. I know there's some background noise, so now that's really close.
Can't wait to see and hopefully wheel with you at Trail Heroes at Paul Smith.
Yes. In fact, we went by Sand Hollow today. Place looked great. It was empty. Obviously, it's hot as all get out. I think it was 108 when we went by there.
Troy Merritt says hello. Tony Jennings and the GenRight Nation. Hi, Troy. Patrick Vaughn says hi, guys. Tim Chrisley is watching.
Cool.
He says, can Terremoto make it throw that long? Let's do something exciting.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Jordan Arolana is watching. Michael James Aha says hello from Libby, Montana.
Awesome.
Randy Hemme, hello from Louisiana. John J. David Law is watching. Michael Selby says hey from Lake Havasu. Leaf Barron is watching. Tyler Louston. Alex Israel says, hey guys, happy birthday, Tony.
It's getting close.
Soon.
It's getting close.
Oh, he says, MRI said I tore my rotator cuff and I see the surgeon Monday. Oh, ouch.
Good luck, man. Good luck. Thanks.
Jay Rubicon Thor says, hello from Long Island, New York.
Nice.
Heaven Guard says, hey Tony, I hope to see you at Parker, Arizona in November. Would be awesome to wheel with you.
That would be cool. I don't, that's still light years away from me, so we'll see.
Austin Schroeder's watching.
Nice.
Jeremy Scott says, hi, first time watching a live stream from Brisbane, Australia.
Wow, cool.
That's awesome.
Cool. Well, let's talk about that for a second. I welcome questions. Jennings is monitoring both Facebook and YouTube to read me the questions. So any Jeep questions you guys have, fire them away. I'm happy to try and answer them for you. Obviously, we're not over at GenRight today. I do want to tell you a little story about what we are doing. So let's walk over that way.
All right.
And you can continue to read people's names and comments and stuff as we walk over here.
Ginger is watching.
Oh, hey, Ginger.
Steve.
I know she was working on a Jeep.
And Deb Berg, say hi. Tony from Black Hills of South Dakota.
Ah, nice.
Bob Beach is walking.
Okay.
Ginger says hi. Riding on our Harleys together.
I do not have any reliable Harley people to ride with. People that can stand on their own, you know, pull their own weight. I'm not looking to be a tour guide. I need somebody that can like hustle and stay on it.
Peter
So,
Doolin's watching.
all right, Peter. Yeah, I think he's gonna see me already.
They say, want to see you. Where's that beautiful Harley?
Right here. Coming over. Ride limited, and I got it in the pearl white. So wasn't really expecting to buy a new bike, but they were making some crazy deals at Sturgis. So come on over a little closer. So here's the story I got to tell you. I think we're 1,500 miles into this ride. We still got, you know, another day to get home. We're going to leave super early to try and beat the heat. It is incredibly hot right now. In fact, even the tire pressure monitors were saying, you know, over temp. And yesterday, I meant to tell you guys a story because, you know, Jeeps and trailers are not the only things that lose tires. We lost a rear tire on the Harley on the off ramp to go to the Harley dealer. So I guess that was incredibly lucky. It was very hard to ride the bike over to there on a completely flat tire. And they had to scramble to get me a tire from another store because they didn't have one in stock. So
Nana said, drink some of the water behind you.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, this is the bike. It is awesome. It is super smooth. Just, you know, incredible. It's got built-in GPS. It really is quite luxury to ride. So yeah, pretty darn cool. I don't know if you could see the pearl and the paint or not.
Oh, let's show the bell that Jamie
really
gave you.
Yeah, that's down low right here.
That was really nice.
This goes on the bottom. Yep.
It's got wings on it.
So the bike has collected a lot of bugs. If you come around the front.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
it was clean yesterday.
It was clean yesterday. So let's talk about. Now you're getting to the sun, yeah. So I was going to tell everybody about a couple of the stops. We can walk back over unless somebody has a question specific on the bike. Let's kind of adventure back over to where the air conditioning is.
Josh is watching. Kelly Sims is watching.
All right. Well, anybody who is interested in a used 2011, I'm ready to make a deal. So reach out to me. It's root beer brown. It's beautiful condition. So
Chad Warner's watching.
we're going to go back into the air conditioning, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about our trip. Come on.
Hi, Chad. Its name is White Horse. All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's so much
yeah,
better.
That's a lot better. Okay. So, let's see. First night, we went from Rapid City to Ten Sleep, Wyoming. And if you've never been there, it's a great road and off-road motorcycle town. Pretty cool. Put it on your list to stop by there. And it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's not like you're going to run across it on the 80 or the 90. The next night we spent at Yellowstone. We went there to go see, of course, Old Faithful, and then they have room available, so we ended up staying there.
At the Old Faithful Inn.
The Old Faithful Inn.
It was such a cool lodge. Are you at Virgin River Casino, Josh asked.
Not Virgin River, Casablanca. So they're neighboring properties, but yeah.
We got a couple questions.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
That's what we're here for. I'm just killing time with all the questions.
J. Rubicon Thor says, Tony, for JKU Rock Slide, the aluminum version, you have the same design but in full metal or steel?
Okay, so the
JKU rock slide.
Okay, so we used to make I think he's talking about the body mounted type. We used to make both styles in steel and aluminum. Now we only make the body mounted type in aluminum, and then if you want steel, we go to the frame mounted style. So like I have on Terremoto and Aftershock.
Tyler Lawson said, that's so funny. I just bought a 2011 Dinah Street Bob.
Yeah,
Jerome
cool.
said, Mesquite, Nevada? Yes.
Nevada, yeah. We just got here, literally put our stuff in the room, cooled off for a second, and came out right to do this.
WV Jeep Guy 81 says, I ordered the YJ fuel access panel this weekend, along with a couple of shirts. Thanks for the free shipping promo.
Yeah, you're welcome. In fact, I was going to mention that a lot of people took advantage of that. Thank you very much. We appreciate the business. I was glad to see all those different orders going through. So congrats to everybody who ordered something at a great price and free shipping on top of that. So.
Shane is watching.
Nice.
Hi,
Hey,
Shane.
How you doing, Mr. Red Hat? Yeah.
Awesome. Robert Fisher, what's for dinner?
No idea, but it's so.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's so darn hot.
Look at the choices.
That anything like that big and thick looks appealing.
We just gotta wait till we're hungry
It's gotta
again.
be something lighter. Yeah.
Bill Catterlin asked, have you ever gotten one of your LS swap Jeeps builds through the California smog referee process?
Negative. No, absolutely impossible. And once a referee flags you, you're screwed. You can't, it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, you're done. So don't even try. It's not worth it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to have to be an off-road only vehicle.
Those are the questions so far.
Okay. Good. I was going to tell everybody, one of the things I like, not only are Harleys and Jeeps American made, which I love, one of the things that I really like is that being on the bike, it's just like having an open top Jeep. You're constantly different smells, temperatures. We got a ton of weather every day as we're going. We're dodging the deer on the side of the road and other animals. So it's keeps you on your toes to say the least. So.
Carrie Richardson says, I'm excited to get my new JL cage installed. That sucker was heavy packing the 5 boxes up to my shop.
Yeah, it's about 300 pounds total of all the boxes. So, but you know what? A cage is one of those things that you hope to use, but the day you do is priceless. Absolutely priceless. So.
Okay, caught up for now.
Yeah, and I know if Ari's watching, he just used the cage in his jail, so we know it works.
What happened?
I don't know, we roll.
I didn't hear the story.
Ari?
Yeah, where?
At Big Bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
On
he was
what?
On John Bull.
Oh.
Something happened and he flopped over. I don't know if he went all the way over or what, but.
Do we have videos?
I think he posted some videos. It wasn't pretty. It took a lot of time. They had to pull all the spark plugs out, and it's a big deal. If you've never rolled over, it's not something you ever want to do. That's for sure.
Keith Nieces asked, are there dates for the 2025 Jeepers Jamboree? I will be going.
Yeah, it's the third weekend in July. I don't know if you plan on joining us. If you do, please send me a message. By the way, whether it's Trail Hero that's coming up, our Turkey Run, what else have we got? Our Real Hammers Experience, which is coming up, and then again into next year with Jeepers Jamboree. Our plan is anything that you officially join us at, you are going to get a GenRight event T-shirt and a whole swag bag of other GenRight stuff for joining us. So it is a commitment. I need you to commit and not back out. We will be spending some money to have you join us at these events. So it's one of those common courtesies that I would at least appreciate that you don't back out at the last minute. So, but we'd love for everybody who would like to join us. And certainly, I'm all about respect and courtesy out on the trail, and some kind of etiquette. You know, I want people to be nice. If you can't be happy doing this, man, I don't know what's going to make you happy. So I want to be around people like that. I want to demonstrate that. I want to lead by example, so to speak. So, yeah.
Rich Jadlowski says, woohoo, I'll see you at Trail Hero and I'll see you at Turkey Run.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, Rich is one of those people who joins us quite often. He's got GenRight on his Jeep. It's awesome. I was going to tell everybody, too, that Shane's been driving his Gray Wolf that we put the Stage 1 JK Elite on, and he says it drives fantastic. I was hoping to be back by now and actually doing a live show about that, but I'll have to shoot a video or do something to show everybody more about that. But it really turned out great. Shane says it has all the characteristics that his other Jeep does, that has the full GenRight Elite on it, so just drives fantastic. I'm happy to report.
Ed Gringo 392 is watching.
Hey,
he says,
Mr. Ed.
Jeepers Trail Hero. He's in.
Excellent, excellent. And we're actually, I don't know when Ed jumped on, but we're fairly close to Ed right now. We're over in Mesquite, Nevada. So
Yeah, come on over and have dinner with us.
As far as we could make it in today's heat, so.
Troy says, I know all about deer and Harleys.
Yeah,
LOL.
he does. Yes, he does.
You do.
And I was thinking about him the whole time.
Yeah, we're all traumatized by Troy's accident with a deer. Sue says, hi, kids. Hi, Sue. And Chris Silvera says, hi.
Nice.
And let's see. With Aaron Howard says, with a JKU Elite build on 40s, what horsepower do you recommend for a 6.0 LS with your 4L80 and an Atlas for mostly rock crawling, not much racing or high speed?
Yeah, then you can get away. I think the standard LS3 is like 430 horsepower. That is plenty. And if you end up putting a cam in or anything, you'll end up with like another 75 horse. So you'll be in that 495, 500 horse. That, you know, like I say, even the stock 430, the last time I ran our real Hammers experience, that's all I had, and there was a great engine. And it definitely gets up and goes. So you don't have to go crazy like I originally did with 650 horsepower. Just go. Remember, the more horsepower you go, the more temperamental it's going to be. It's going to require higher octane gas. It's going to require, spark plugs every so often, plug wires. It's higher compression, higher performance, and all of that is temperamental. So the closer you can keep it to 430, 450, maybe even 500, that's about the limit before it just becomes completely temperamental.
Jeremy Scott says, I'd love to join an event, but my JLUR is in Australia, so I'd have to hire a vehicle if they even allow a higher JL vehicle on trails that aren't fire roads. They do for Jeepers Jamboree. I know there's some place over there that'll let you rent for the Rubicon.
There was a bunch of people, they said this year at Jeepers Jamboree, 30 or 40 people shipped their Jeeps right to the Jeepers Jamboree office. So a lot of people did ship their Jeeps in to be able to do that. Not that that's a great option from where you are, but it's something to keep in mind for anybody else watching. And then, obviously you can also ride along with us. If you can't find a Jeep, maybe we've got an open seat and you can ride along. A lot of people have done that this summer with me, in fact.
Ed says you can rent a Jeep in St. George for Trail Hero also.
There you go.
And he says you guys are right around the corner, may have to figure something out. Awesome. Joe Martin says hi from Canada.
Nice.
And let's see, I had another question.
Yeah, the other thing while she's looking up that question, I was going to mention is I feel like more people haven't joined us at some of these events because they feel like they need to show up with a built Jeep. You do not. We are prepared to handle everybody who's just getting into Jeeping, basically with the stock Rubicon on up. So if you're going to join us, yes, you're going to need walkers front rear. You need a co-driver that's willing to get out and help, whether it's winch or throw rocks or spot or whatever. We're not going to leave you alone. We want you to join. We want to show you how cool it is and how exciting it is, and get you the bug to be doing more and more. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people inspired. So, wherever that takes. If I can't do it, find something else that'll get you inspired to get out there and Jeep. And by the way, we're doing a number of different things. We're doing everything from overlanding, which is basically glorified Jeep camping, to the Rubicon or S'more and some of these other off-road parks, Trail Hero, the Hammers, all of these things. Keep in mind, out at the Hammers, there are things that a Jeep on 33s, 35s, 37s can do easily. So, don't be afraid to join us. I don't want that to limit somebody from doing that. But I want to show you what it's like to be part of the GenRight family.
David Curtin says, I have been out of the loop for your tech talks, and you may have addressed this before. Are there any updates for the TJ budget build?
Great question. So I've been, working my butt off this summer all over the country, trying to get back. I need to do a
Okay, now we're back.
if you
Hey, can you start that answer over? Because it was just frozen on YouTube. But
Okay.
we're back.
All right. So I think you have to go with the Dominator, Holley Dominator controller. You mentioned 4L80E. Well, the E requires a transmission controller, all built into one. And I'm not sure the Terminator has that. If in fact you have the E, then I think you got to go to the Dominator. If you just said E, but you really meant just 4L80 and you've converted that to a full manual valve body, which is what you should have, get rid of the computer control on that. And if you've ever ridden with me one time or watched any video of me driving, you'll see that the full manual valve body in the 4L80 is hands down the way to go. So I don't know if that answers your question. If not, ask an additional one or direct message me and be happy to give you more detail.
Patrick Vaughn says, see you guys at Trail Hero, counting the days.
Absolutely. And I don't know if Patrick heard, but we are camped over where he was last year. So I don't know where he's camped at, but we're in the full hookup.
Go back there, Patrick.
Yeah.
We want to camp with you.
Yeah.
Deidre Berger says, the Tony Tour never ends.
Never ends, man. I'm always out there. And I don't know if it's obvious to people, but there's nobody else in the industry doing this. Like, if you can't tell I love what I do and I'm excited about it and I want to inspire other people, then I don't know what else I can do to show you, honestly.
Paul says, hi guys from Knoxville. Hi, Paul.
Nice.
Keith Nieces says, follow-up question, when does registration start for the Rubicon Jeepers Jamboree? Thanks.
Not quite yet. That officially just wrapped up, and I think you can, Google Jeepers Jamboree. Remember, it's not Jeep, it's Jeepers. And that'll come up on their site. It'll give you the dates and it'll tell you when registration is opening up.
Mark Lawrence says, hello from Tillamook, Oregon.
All right.
Hi, Mark.
Nice.
Josh says, Callie and Kim say hi.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Callie. Hi, Kim. Mark says, need more horsepower for the sand dunes.
Yeah, that sand, mud, snow, man, all that just sucks the horsepower.
Ginger said, Josh loves to show the newbies the ropes.
Yes, he does. Yes,
Rich Jedlowski says, what's wrong with 37s? Yeah, what's wrong with 37s?
He's done great on 37s. And, I don't know if everybody realizes, but Josh from Trails Off-Road and I, over the last couple of years, have really been teaming up to do more and more together and bring that entry-level person in and get their feet wet with somebody who can look after them and then kind of escalate up into what we, call our GenRight crew. And once you get to that level, we're wheeling together, but we don't stop unless somebody calls on the radio and says, hey, I'm stuck. Can somebody come back and give me help? We're just hammering through trails and having a good time. And I don't know, again, if you ride with one of us, you can see what that pace looks like, and you're just breezing through the trail, and you can get so much more done in one day without beating your vehicle. So anyways, again, I'm repeating myself to join us and experience it. So.
Mike Stewart says 2017 JKUR 3.5-inch lift. When I hit a dip in the road, not pothole, but dip, my Jeep tries to throw me through the roof. What am I missing?
Well, I don't know what your bump stops look like, but here's the thing, and I've talked about this on Tech Talk before. You know, even though you got a 3.5-inch lift, they also gave you a 3.5-inch spacer to put in at the bump stop. So you actually didn't even get additional travel, which is kind of hokey to me. So what's happening is you're bottoming out, and it's obviously rebounding hard. Maybe your shocks are blown, I don't know, but 3.5 inches isn't a lot of travel from ride height. So you've got to do something to improve that. Our version of that is you get rid of all that junk and replace it with better shocks and better bump stops, and then that alleviates the problem.
Bobby Cleveland asks, will you be at SEMA this year? Amy and I are going.
I don't know. If I am, it's going to be to just shake a few hands from industry folks. I will please monitor Facebook, because I will post when I'm on my way and when I am there. It'll give you a quick way to reach out and get a hold of me. But I usually have a busy schedule, and I'm in and out of there as fast as I can be. So.
Mad Mike asks, what do you think about Metal Cloak?
It's not GenRight, I can tell you that. It's a lower level bolt-in style, and as I've told you guys before, there's only so much you can do with a bolt-in kit. The factory geometry just was made for, you know, lower Jeep on 32-inch tires, and once you start changing that, you're asking too much of those factory brackets. And you know, they make correction brackets. All these companies do, but it's hokey. So that's why we're offering now the GenRight Stage 1 JK Elite suspension to get people going on the right track. And you can move that into Stage 2, 3, and 4 as you want to, as you can afford it, you know, whatever. But that kit will easily, you know, blow the other kits into the weeds. You're using genuine Johnny joints, all brand new 1/4-inch thick brackets. I mean, it's a completely different ballgame. Flat belly skid, moving the gas tank. You're doing everything right so that you've got the best breakover on the same tires. So it's, again, you'd have to watch one of the previous Tech Talks that was specific about the Stage 1 JK Elite system. So check that out, or go to our website and you can see we got a couple videos on there and other things that you can check out.
Dennis Sargent says, thanks for your inspiration. I keep my head down and keep my eye on the prize to get my Jeep.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Craig Huffman says, doing a 5.3 liter with about 400 horsepower in my LJ and 4 L80 on 40s, 5.38 gears.
Yeah.
What stall converter do you recommend?
I recommend a bit higher stall. I like 4,000, but you gotta have the right converter. So if you're really interested in getting the right thing, please direct message me, and I will send you the specs for what you need to buy. It's not cheap. If you're gonna buy an off-the-shelf converter, try and get something in the 3,500 range. That's the best I can advise you.
Brandon Seaford says, if you had to choose one rig to build and rock, what model are you picking? JK, TJ, JKU, etc.
Good question. I get this question all the time. It's going to be a TJ converted to an LJ or an actual LJ. Then what you're going to do is do our Tracer kit or our Legend kit, get it to 115 inches, and that Jeep is 1,000 pounds lighter than a JK and 4 inches more narrow, and none of the computer bowl. So
Steve Vance is watching.
All right, Big Steve
From JK Land.
Yep.
Hi, Steve. Let's see. Jeremy Scott asked, what are your thoughts on semi-float versus full float, front and rear? Should we do full float on both, only one, or something else?
Okay, so here's the deal. You full float is what you want. If this is your thing, and you're going to be really wheeling or going out on long adventures, full float is absolutely the best way to go, no doubt. Front and rear, okay? Now, if you got to choose one, full float the rear, but you're shortcutting yourself because by doing the front, that means you get locking hubs. And locking hubs are the way to go. Because now if something happens in the front, you can just unlock the hub and keep going. So I've done many tech talks on this. So you can even go back on YouTube and look at previous ones where we've talked about this in detail. But yeah, you definitely want full float.
Mad Mike asked, are steel-made tube fenders a bad idea?
Well, look, in the early days, people did the steel tube fenders, but the reality is that what the fenders are bolted to just crushes. So, and in addition to that, people used to have to put a 6-inch lift in to get a 4-inch lift because all the steel stuff weighed 600 pounds. So nowadays we don't do that. We just go aluminum, and the aluminum is much better matched to the cowl and the tub that it's bolted to. So if you do hit it, the fender's more likely to take the impact than the parts that aren't replaceable. Let's put it that way.
Matt McDonough asked, at what point do you need hydro assist, daily driver on 37s?
Yeah, if you want to take those 37s and air them down and go off-road with your lockers, you need hydro assist. You're there.
Mad Mike said, this dude sounds like a Jeep god. You're the godfather of Jeeps. He's the godfather, Mad Mike. Robert Fisher says, no two-door love, though, for stage 1?
I wouldn't say that. You need to gather up all your two-door buddies and get them to call in. We have the parts. I just haven't created the kit. Remember, when we do a kit, that means there's instructions and a bunch of other stuff that goes with it. I randomly hear from the two-door guys. They literally are almost non-existent in the GenRight world. So if the two-door guys are out there, they need to be calling in and telling my sales guy, take my phone number and my email and tell Tony. Okay, that is how it's going to get to my desk.
Paul Smith asked, what are you torquing 8-lug 9/16 stud aluminum wheels? I see stuff out there ranging from 110 to 170. I've been basically splitting the difference and going 140.
Yeah, that's a lot for a 9/16. So I'd probably stay in that 120, 130 range. So yeah, basically what you need to do is look up the specs for a 9/16 bolt. And by the way, I have all the torque specs over. If you go to our website, go to company. Once you touch that, Tech Talk will come up. Go to Tech Talk, and then that page there'll be some downloadable PDFs, and one of them is torque specs. So great question.
Joe Verhel says, Tony, you mentioned that you would do the LS swap before suspension. If I do this first, will my rear drive shaft be too short, or should I do the TJ to LJ kit first?
Well, so it kind of all needs to happen at the same time. But there's things that you're going to have to redo. The drive shafts, the part of the way the exhaust is routed. There's no way of getting around it unless you do it all at one time. So a lot of the time I just advise people to do the engine swap first, so that as you do the other stuff, you can get just those minor things corrected around it. So I don't know if that helps or not.
Jason Coos says, 2017 JKU, wanting quick disconnect steering wheel, what should I buy?
But you can get ours. It'll work. What's going to happen is you're going to have an airbag light that's on, and maybe another light. Steve Vance, who's watching this program right now, our dealer from JK Land in near Atlanta, Georgia, has one on his JK, And I asked him, I said, hey, what'd you do about the lights? He's like, I just live with them. So what? You know, like, or take a piece of electrical tape and black electrical tape and just put it over the light. So.
Jim Smith says, hey, Tony, we missed you in Michigan this summer. Hope your summer tour was cool.
Yeah, I missed being up there in Michigan too. We just couldn't route quite that far. Summer tour was great. And, you know, I love going out and wheeling with people and seeing people. So, as you guys know, if I can't get to you, please come west, see us. The Wheeling West is fabulous.
Steve Vance said the bear came back. How's Cali? Come on, Steve. You know we're never in Cali. We're in Mesquite, Nevada.
We're in Mesquite, Nevada right now. We haven't made it home. That'll be tomorrow.
Let's show the bike one more time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because a bunch of people are here that weren't here.
Yeah.
Plus, I love it.
All right. So if you're not up on what's going on, I got a tremendous deal when I was over in Sturgis, you know, like a month ago, on a brand new Harley. I wasn't intending to buy one, but we got one, and it needed to get home. And because I had my trailer packed with all our show stuff, I couldn't transport it, so I needed to fly back and ride it home. So here it is. It's a 2024 Ultra Limited, and I got the pearl white. It's beautiful. I know it's kind of bright out here. It's also just dropping to 112 degrees.
This is White Horse.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful pearl white. I know it's probably hard to see on there, but all black components, and it's got built-in GPS, you know, all the navigation and everything. It's the bigger engine from what I had before. Basically, I had the exact same bike, just a 2011, and this thing is so smooth, so nice to ride that it's really great. And if you missed it earlier, tire problems are not just related to Jeeps and trailers. We had a rear tire go out on us, and we actually ran over a construction grade razor blade that went right through the tire, and we were able to get a new tire over in just outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. So yeah, it's a great bike, and I love Harleys because just like Jeeps, they're American made, and you get out and experience, you know, the fresh air and the weather and everything that goes with riding something or driving a Jeep, you know. So
Jeep Adventure says, when are you gonna 3-link the Harley and throw some IVPs on it?
Well, so okay, so my old Harley, because I work with Fox, I had converted it all over to Fox shocks. So I know people would probably find that funny, but yeah, you know, I just like a Jeep, I tinker with these things and make them better than the manufacturer ever intended, for sure.
Sean Flaherty says, 2000 TJ 5-speed. What type of fluid do you recommend for fluid change? I've seen several others mention Redline MTL.
So the Redline's great. What's nice about the Redline is that it has Molly built into it. It's pink and milky. That kind of cushions the gears and helps things. We actually use the same stuff in the Harleys because they're a square cut gear, or straight cut gear, I mean. And a transmission's that same way. So that's a great lube. If I didn't use that, I'd use some Torco, and you can get Torco in synthetic or mineral base. So some people, you know, prefer the mineral base, but you're going to want at least a 90 weight, and in the summertime I kind of veer more toward a 140. So just kind of play it by ear.
Troy Merritt says, so what do you think of my idea of using my temp gun on my hood before cutting for a full GenRight off-road TJ louver?
I think that's great. Yeah, that's a great way that you can then tell people, you know, how many degrees that lowered. It should be 20 degrees. I've seen that universally 20 degrees lower. And that under the temp hood is not good. It's not helping anything. A belt, hoses, nothing. So. Yeah.
TrailQuest TV says, here we go, parking lot fan. All right. Trail Quest TV says building 1 tons, 99 to 04 Dana 60 and Sterling 10.5 for my 99 TJ. Thoughts on running that with 39s and not stretching it, as I can't afford to do that right now.
Okay, so when I started GenRight, it was all about the magic 100 wheelbase. Okay, now that back in 2005, 6, that was, the big tire then was a 37-inch tire. So that number goes up when you go to a 40 or 42. You got to be longer. So a 39, you're going to want to be, man, and keep in mind, when you lift a Jeep that was 93 inches stock, it's gonna, the arms come together like this, so it goes down to like 91 or 92. So you're shorter than it was stock. And to get the tires under there, the arms went from flat to now they're canted down. You got to stretch it. That's the bottom line is. And on a 39-inch tire, it's got to be like 106 to 110.
Sean Holland says, good evening, GenRight Nation. Glad to finally officially join the family. Boxes started showing up, and I can't wait to get started.
Awesome. Well, thanks. We appreciate the business and look forward to hopefully wheeling with you one of these days.
Kelly Sims has a question.
Big Kel.
Is it okay to take pictures while on the trail with GenRight crew?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. I think where Kelly's going with this is we don't stop at each rock and poise the tire on top of it and take the perfect picture and angle it and turn the Jeep around, and that's not us. If you want to get pictures, it needs to be somebody else getting pictures of you, or you getting pictures of somebody else, or you brought somebody with you to get out and get pictures and keep moving. But we do not spend the day doing that. There are other groups of people that do. That is not the GenRight group.
Robert Fisher asked, does the bike have seat warmers for Jennings?
So in this weather, you don't need a seat warmer.
Yeah, it's like 120
it's hot,
out.
Yeah. But no, we do not.
We were going to get one of those,
on
though.
We probably are. Yeah, this bike does have hand grip warmers.
Before
that's
winter.
built in.
We'll get this. We'll get one of those heated seats.
If you've ever ridden a Harley, there's a lot of heat that comes up off the motor and the exhaust. So,
but not always enough.
Kind of has a built-in here, and we have the cold weather gear.
Chris Silvera says hi.
Hi.
Mike Stewart says 2-inch bump stop in back, 3-inch in new front, new Bilstein shocks in back. Oh, there wasn't a question.
But was that the guy that said he practically
Yeah.
Chances are he just doesn't have enough travel and compression dampening. So that would be my guess.
Two Feather Channel says king and queen seat for the Harley.
Yeah.
Yes. John Miller says hi, kids. Hey John. Mark Lawrence says recommendations for shock tuning out in the dune. Found out that I need some help. Whoops are brutal when not tuned.
Yeah, you got a couple of options. First, you need to check the nitrogen pressure. But having the correct nitrogen pressure is going to be the starting point for sure. Then the next thing is making sure that the crossover nuts or secondary nuts are in the right position on the shock. So you want about 1 finger space at ride height between the secondary nut and that slider starting to hit it. Kicking in the second spring rate. If that's the case, that it still is too much, then we can talk about taking it out and tuning. So I think you have King shocks, King tunes every Wednesday out of Barstow, and with a little bit of sweet talking, you can probably get me to join you out there. By the way, that is a 4-man deal. King, all they do is when you take the shocks off, they will revalve them. But it is 100% up to you to take them on and off. And if you're really good, if you have 4 guys, you can do it 3 times in one day.
Wait, does that bike have ORIs?
No.
Mike. Okay, let's go. Come on.
All right. Are we all done? Is that it?
Yeah.
What do we got? But we get to field a few more questions as we're walking back into the air conditioning.
Let's see. It's not a motorcycle, it's a chopper, baby.
I don't know about that.
Alan's watching. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan, all right.
A little late. Jeremy Scott
Yeah.
says, I have a 2020 JLUR RHD with stock D44, 35 by 12.5 17s, want 37s, KMC non-beadlock 17 by 9, 5-inch backspace. I want to do king coilovers, either 2.5 or 3.0. Do you think coilovers will work?
Well, that's a very complicated question, okay, because you're still on stock axles, and stock axles not only are not made for handling bigger tires, but they're certainly not wide enough to handle coilovers. So chances are the best you're going to be able to do is like a 2 or 2.5 inch coilover, and you're going to have to go with the stupid Rebel kit or Evo or one of these companies that's doing these bolt-on things that are totally substandard. So do me a favor, save your money, and get our EXS. That's what you really need, and that's all I can tell you.
Okay, we're all caught up.
Awesome.
My back is killing me because I'm holding these phones and scrolling,
All
and
right,
it's
then
hard.
We're gonna cut it off then. Thanks everybody for joining us. Next Wednesday, Mickey Thompson will be at GenRight. Join us, ask all the questions you want. Ton of tech that we're gonna have for you. All right, till next time. See you then.